when you come in and look around and the depth is not where you want it, and now, what, 2 years later, 3 years later, you're looking around the field and you're wondering who's going to play, where can I put this guy, how can I get all these guys on the field?
Yeah, it's a little bit.
That depth has got to be, I don't know, kick.
Yeah, definitely. It's got to be. I mean, it's a. You know, there's always been talent in that room, but now we've assembled a group of guys that as deep and as talented as I've ever been around. Good kids, good individuals, good citizens, good students. But on the same hand, you're right. It's a different day and time in terms of you know, getting on the field. It's true competition.
Can you sum it up how you did it, how you developed that kind of depth?
Well, you know, we've said this before about, you know, it's my responsibility to develop that room into the best linebacker room in the country. And with that being said, you know, guys getting reps, just being smart about reps throughout their careers here. And it's a credit to Coach Grinch and the system here that it allows you to develop these guys as linebackers from, you know, from day one into, you know, now it's a third year in the program. It's a third year in the defense. So we should be seeing some jumps in production. You should be seeing some jumps in efficient play, especially from, you know, the second level of defense.
Yeah, Brian, how impressed have you been with Danny Stutsman, especially considering, you know, you didn't get to watch him play last season and he didn't come in during the midterm?
Yeah, you know, was very, very excited about Danny from the get, you know, and just being able to, you know, identify certain traits, some physical traits early on in the recruiting process that we knew that was accurate. You know, you find some stuff that you know that's accurate, so whether it be, you know, verified track time or we know exactly how tall he is, and then you put that with the tape from his high school career. He flashed on film. But the kicker was really just being able to talk to him and his family and his upbringing and the mentality that in which they bring to their kids. They come from an athletic family. You know, dad is from this part of the country. Mom she went to college in this part of the country, and they live down in Orlando. But there's a lot of the same values that you see from, you know, people that are in this part of the country. So you got those things that you see on film, and then you get to know him as a person, and you get really excited about him. But you know, you kind of hold off on all the expectations till he gets here, and then you see him, and it's like, oh man, he's a good-looking dude. You know, he's big, and he's got some muscle on him. The thing you start seeing right now is his willingness, and he plays fearless, man. He's a willing guy. He'll run around. He runs fast. He pursues to the ball. He's got closing speed. He's done a great job of absorbing the defense and being able to play Mike and Will, which, you know, that provides him an opportunity to get on the field. To say the least, I'm extremely excited about Danny. To say the least, I'm extremely excited about his future here at the University of Oklahoma.
I wanted to ask you about Danny as well. Were you surprised that he wasn't a little bit more highly recruited?
I don't even know what I recruited. I don't even know what else. That is what it is. You know what I'm saying? A highly recruited deal, perfect, awesome. If you are, great. If not, you gonna fit in our system or not. And I don't care what anybody else thinks. I'm gonna evaluate the guy, and if he's gonna help us, it's just, you know, I'm all in on it. But I understand what you're saying. That doesn't matter to me.
You got a number of linebackers you think can play, but in today's age of guys, if I'm not playing, I'm looking to leave. Does that concern you at all? How you divide up reps?
Yeah, you got to adjust. Well, you know, you got to. Here's the thing. At the end of the day, my responsibility is to put the best two guys out there that's going to help us win a game. Period. And hopefully, I've carried myself through, you know, 2.5 into 3 years now here that, you know, they've gained trust, they've gained respect, they've gained confidence in the things that I do and how I coach. And, you know, I want guys who want to be here. And if they want to leave, you know what? It could be the worst decision of your life because we got such a good thing going here. And that's the environment that I want to create in that room, that you're a part of something. This is something that's big. We're doing a lot of really good stuff there. So, yeah, I understand that there's individual wants and needs, and I get that. But if you're a part of this group, we're different, and we carry ourselves different, we walk different, and to me, that's going to help these guys throughout their life. So, There's concerns, absolutely. There's concerns. You don't want to lose anybody, but hopefully we've done enough work on the front end to make sure that this is such a great deal to be a part of that they're dying to be a part of it. They can't live without it.
Let's go to Ryan Abram.
Yeah, Brian, sort of touching on something you just said, you talk about being in the third year. How much different is the feeling inside your room with the players from you, comfort level, recruiting, when you talk to guys about where this defense is now, where this group is now versus where y'all were when you got here?
Talking about recruiting, when you first show up, it's kind of a pipe dream. This is what can happen, and then having those guys drafted over the last few years, and obviously in particular Kenneth Murray being a first-round guy, what that does is add a little bit of validity of what you're talking about. So you can kind of stand up a little bit taller and talk directly in their eyes about, this is what we're doing here, and you're either going to be with us or you're not. And but being in the third year of the defense, as far as like with the backers in particular, it's a different level of confidence. It's no longer a teaching session in the meetings. We're sitting there talking about how to get better as a linebacker, how to play certain blocks a certain way, how to do this a little bit better, a little bit more efficient. How can we use our hands a little bit better? How we better in coverage and in our under coverage. Early on, it's okay. Here you got the A gap. Here, understand in this formation, in this call, you have the B gap. So we're past that now, and all that stuff, as like we've talked about before, about doing the work on the front end of this, okay? Third year in the program, let's go. We should know this, So it's a good feeling, but again, that allows guys to walk around and be able to look people in the eye, shake people's hand with a firm handshake, and know that you belong to be here.
Mason Young.
Brian, Shane Witter was a guy that you guys were seemingly really high on in spring practice. What continued steps have you seen him take this fall?
The thing with Shane is what you see is you don't see nearly as many mental errors that you maybe saw in the past within practices and the limited game reps that he's had. And whenever there's less thinking with Shane, he obviously plays fast because he's a fast dude. But that doesn't take away his ability to be a great tackler. He's got heavy hands. I'm excited about him.
Eric Bailey.
Coach, you have some older players, I think Caleb Kelly, Brian Mead, and you got some younger players too. What's it like, from your perspective, just seeing that dynamic and how those guys are able to mentor the younger guys?
They're all good people, They're all good people. And at the end of the day, everybody in that room, our main objective is to win. Play well and win. Can we improve? So they have a good relationship with each other. Everything that I've witnessed has been really, really good. Being really excited about it. Those old guys have been through a lot in their time here. And then even maybe some of those guys that you are thinking of that are young guys, they've been in a fire too. So we've got, and that's part of having a veteran room. These guys, they've all kind of experienced it. So there's a common ground with a lot of those guys in there, and it's been really good.
I want to follow up real quick and ask you another question. You were part of the program when you were fall camp in 2000 national championship. Mm-hmm. I know it's 2 decades away, but do you see that same dynamic, that same chemistry, that same bonding? I know you can never predict the future, but are you feeling that at all?
Here's the deal. I know this on the defense side of the ball. From the time that we got here in 2019 till today, we're a lot better defense than we were back then. Furthermore than that, I can't hit. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I was a bright-eyed freshman in the year we won the national championship. I was trying to figure out how I could take a nap in the middle of the day.
Jenny.
Hey, Brian. Lincoln's talked a little bit about how the transfer portal has changed, obviously, so many things, but one of the things looking ahead to high school recruiting, likely to be less guys that you'll take in high school classes. And we all know there's that guy that is the last scholarship guy that has become great, and those aren't maybe as likely to happen. How does that change the dynamic for you? I know your guys are largely high school guys you recruited, but are you starting to see that change a little bit?
It's I think each individual position, team, side of the ball, I think it's all kind of on an individual basis on the need. You know, do you feel like that your young guys are ready to, and it's our, again, it's our responsibility to develop the young guys into being able to go take those reps. It's kind of a, you know, it's uncharted territory, but we've got to be ahead of the game on it. And again, our objective is to go win games. So what's going to put us in the best position to go win? If, you know, if I've got a choice between the two, I'd obviously like to sign high school kids and develop them, just because, you know, that's what you're familiar with, and I take a lot of value in the development of our guys. So with that being said, you know, we got to put ourselves in a position to win. And if that means that we got to go find another player that it's things didn't work out somewhere else, then so be it.
James Hill.
You know, Brian, we talk so much about the new guys, but, you know, Asamoah, Owebu, White, they've all played a lot of football.
Yes, they have.
Talk about their progress, because they look like they've improved physically looking at them today.
Yeah, and they should. You know, we put a huge stock on their physical development throughout the offseason. They should look different. They should play different. They should play faster. And if they're not, we ain't got the right guys in there. So they've got, and like I said, those three guys are some of the guys that's been in the fire. Like those guys have been in it. So we've got higher expectations for them, and they need to go produce, which I've got every bit of confidence that they will. But you know, their growth, as those three in particular, their growth and their maturity level, their confidence, the way they carry themselves, it's been really good. It's exciting to watch. It's exciting to watch those guys grow up, for sure.
Any more questions for Brian? Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.